years old in her local church choir in Wolverhampton. 30 years on, the soul diva has produced 5 albums, won 3 Mobo Awards, and was given an MBE from the Queen for her services to music and charity. And she is, of course, Beverley Knight. Reciprocant. What is it?
She was a reciprocant?
A recipient.
Recipients.
We got there.
Hey, congratulations.
Well, thanks for coming in
you.
anyway.
I'll be off now.
When that letter comes through the door saying that the Queen is minded to give you an MBE, do you fall off your chair or fall off your 7-inch heels?
Yes, I did both.
Yes.
I was absolutely in shock. I could not believe it. I was told to keep it a secret, which was even worse. So I was like...
You must have told somebody.
I didn't tell anybody.
Not your mum?
Oh, no, I didn't tell anyone. When I did tell my mum, she burst into tears, which was very sweet.
How long did you have to keep it secret for?
Quite a few months, actually. Gosh, it must have been about 3 months. I knew.
Wow.
And this is services to music and also immense amount of charity work that you do as well. I mean, you do that as well.
Yeah, I do as much as I can,
Yeah.
you know. When you feel compelled to do something, you know, it just galvanises you. You try and shoehorn it in around everything that you do.
Well, people could hardly accuse you of wasting time in the recording studio, that's for sure. Because this album, were you in the studio for 5 days? Well,
Yeah.
actually, I say studio, but it was a very relaxed live feel, wasn't it?
It was. I was recording the album in a house which was, you know, set up like a studio, so we had the mixing desk and everything
This
there.
is in Nashville.
And this is in Nashville, Tennessee. And had all the musicians around me, and we just did it utterly live. So by the time you'd kind of sung all the songs down, it was like, oh, we're finished. Oh, fabulous. And that was that.
Amazing.
Amazing.
And live means that there's no twiddly, pokery wizardry with the mixing desk and all that sort of stuff. They're not adding anything, subtracting anything, making it sound better.
As you hear it, that's it, you know. We're all in the room together, and it's much more about the performance and the emotion of the performance as opposed to some kind of technically perfect thing, which sometimes can be quite soulless.
But if there was a mistake, then that was right, OK, stop, back to the beginning again.
Absolutely. If it was an absolute wreck, then it'd be, you know, stop, right back to the beginning, sing the song down again.
Wonderful. What is it about Nashville that is wonderful for you singers? I mean, everybody says we go to Nashville and we do some recording and we write there and we get inspiration there. And I would love to go because it's... and I don't know what to expect, but it's somewhere where you all seem to get enormous energy from.
I think it's because Nashville is such a hub for music. When we think of Nashville, we think, oh, country music. But, you know, for about the past decade or so, Nashville has become a place that has welcomed people from all kinds of different musical walks of life. And when you go there, it's a tangible thing, you know, you can feel it. And
But is it a regular town as well? But there just happen to be lots of bars that have music and recording studios, in the Grand Old Opry, of course.
Of course, yeah. I mean, it's a regular southern town, you know. People still walk around in the cowboy hats and what have you. So for us, it's a bit of a culture shock, but for Americans, it's, you know.
Well, that style of recording, the way you're sort of in the room with the musicians, great musicians. I mean, this is people who played with, you know, Presley. I mean, you've got all an amazing bunch of people. So real old-style recording, old-style feel. And I actually, one of your guys, I picked this up and said, well, have we got a clean one? Are we going to hold this album sleeve up? And he came over and said, actually, it's 60s. Of course it is. I mean, this is in the style of the 60s, which is why you've got... It's as if it had been in someone's record collection for a long time.
That's right,
which is perfect and a very novel idea. And I don't know whether you can see that much on the telly, but it does have the sort of watermarks and things.
That's right.
So when you go and buy it in the shops, don't ask the assistant for a clean one, because it's meant to look like this.
What we haven't said is what it's called, Music City Soul.
That's right, Music City Soul. Music City, of course, the name for Nashville and soul, because that's the essence of the record.
Did you go to the Grand Old Opry? Did you see any of the big country singers?
Not with this recording, but I have been to the Grand Old Opry beforehand. But I went to the museum, and so I saw, you know, information on Patsy Cline and people, Ray Charles, etc. It's quite an amazing place.
And we loved the last time you were in, because you sang for the last album you came in.
Yes, I did,
and that was an album that kept me going all summer long. I had it on my iPod, and it was also just fantastic. And the thing was, and obviously you never get a chance to say that because we say, thank you very much indeed for coming in, then you go over and you sing. We all said afterwards, it just seems so easy, so effortless. You sing so beautifully and never seem to... It's just falls out.
I think it's because this is a habit of my entire life. I have been singing, as you said at the beginning, Fern. I've been singing since I was 4, and that's the performances that I remember. It's just something within me. It's so innate within me that when I open my mouth, you know, there it is. It's I love it.
She's built of crotchets, her DNA, you know, they look down, it's just crotchets and minims. Now, the single you're going to sing now is After You.
Yes, that's right.
We alluded earlier to the fact that you're single at the moment. Looking for love, not bothered? What's the situation?
To be honest, I'm cracking on with my work, because that's kind of envelops me and it just does. But I mean, if I was to be cracking on with my work and some lovely was to happen to wander in, then fine. But for now,
your mates are trying to pair you up, aren't they?
What are mates for? That's all they ever do. Yeah. But I'm happy, you know. I'm just a happy person doing what I do and loving it to bits.
You're always happy. So After You is about anybody in particular, or is it the freedom of finishing a relationship and I'm liberated?
It's looking back and saying, you know, things are a bit strange now. When you're in a relationship for a long time and then it ends and suddenly, you know, there's no one else to lean on, you're not the duo anymore, it's that strange feeling and it takes a minute to get used to, and that's what this song's about.
Would you wander over to the other side of the studio now for us to
will
get ready to sing?
indeed.
Thank
I
you
shall
so much
wonder.
for
Delicious
coming in.
shoes, which
My
are
shoes
so high and delicious.
Towering heels.
19 foot tall. Thank you very much.
Thank you, darling.
See you later.
Lovely,
Just while Beverley is getting ready, a word about...